Alright, what's pop everybody? Welcome in. This is BabyNation.com back here with another video, and this is the last video of the week, and today we are going to be ranking NFC NFL teams going into this upcoming season. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button, make sure you join the Discord. The link is in the description, and follow me on Twitch at Murder28 so you guys can be alert or be aware of every single time we go live on our Xbox. Make sure you guys as well go check out our fantasy links. We have one for NFL Pick'em. We also have one for the NBA season, and we also have one for the NFL season. But if you guys do join the NFL season, which I really would appreciate if you did, or any of them just in general, make sure you guys please join that before September 2nd, because September 2nd right now is the deadline. So make sure you guys go please check that out and everything as that. But anyway, today we're gonna get this video done with because the NFL season is approaching, which means the pick shows, I already announced it before, the pick shows and the analytics videos are coming back out again this year. So I'm gonna be busy with that for the next couple of weeks. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and drop this out a little bit. So like I said, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, that's all my plugs, and let's go ahead and dive into this video. I cannot wait. Alright, ladies and gents, we are back here at the list, and I know I took my shirt off, but it got hot in here, but whatever. But anyway, today we are back here at the tier list, and whoa, I don't know, okay, I was going to say what happened there, but anyway, like I said, today we're going to be ranking NFC teams, and then this video is going to be out on Sunday, so on sometime next week, we will be doing the AFC, and I'm pretty sure I'll be out pretty early because, you know, for me, college starts, and then we got to get through the NFL season, stuff like that. So, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get going here. So, about until this year, we have 16 through 11, and it's going to be going just like in that order, 16, 15, you guys know what I mean? Then we have 10 through 6, and then we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then once we get done with the NFC, we'll do the exact same thing for the AFC. So without further ado, I think this is pretty simple enough. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so team number 16. If you're asking me right now who the worst team in the NFC is currently, my answer here is, and I don't think this will surprise anybody, is the New Orleans Saints. I mean, this team is horrible. I don't think anybody really has expectations for the Saints this year. I mean, does anybody know? If you guys have expectations for the Saints this year, please let me know. But seriously, I don't think anybody has any expectations for this team. I think everybody knows that this team is going to be awful. They don't have an offense. They really don't have a defense. And this team is just old in general. Like, they have a lot of guys that are like 30-something, almost 40. So yeah, the Saints, I'm not expecting to be good. I mean, they can't really do anything. The only person who they really have an offense this year is Alvin Kamara. And besides that, I look at this team and I don't really find a lot of success coming their way. You know what I mean? It's really unfortunate too, because, you know, it's just a bad situation for the team to be in. But at the same time, like, we have to say what it is, because you just have to call it sometimes. You know what I mean? Alright, next up we have team number 15. I think I gotta go with the Giants, man. I don't want to put the Giants this low, just because of Malik Nabers, and you know what he's capable of doing in offense. And I know he's gonna absolutely carry that offense this season. But the question is, for the New York Giants, who's gonna come with them? Like, who's going to come with Malik Nabers? Does Malik Nabers, is he going to have any help at all? I don't know. That's going to be the whole question to me. Now, if Malik Nabers does have some help this year, I think he will be great. And I am very interested how Russell Wilson does with that team this year, and see how he hooks up with Malik Nabers. But besides that, like I said, for the Saints, besides them two, I'm not really looking at the team, and then even though the Giants do have somewhat of a underrated defense, I just don't really see anything about that team, man. Alright, next up we have number 14, and this is kind of unfortunate, but I kind of have to do this right now. It's going to be Carolina. And the other reason why I say unfortunate is because I actually do like Carolina, like as a supporter. I actually do support Carolina. I think I have no issues with Carolina. Just kind of hope for them the best every single year. But come on, I'll be honest. I mean, Barry Bryce Young's still getting a lot better. Your offense is getting better, but. And I know we talked about the team, and you guys will think I'll talk about the AFC side of things, but I think the question for them is going to be their defense, because their defense was so bad last year, and that is really going to be hard to rate this team or get even higher than what they were just a season ago. So I got to go with 14 for right now, unless Carolina can get like somewhat of a good defense connection in there. All right, next up we have number 13. This gets tough from here. To be completely honest with you, I think I go Atlanta, to be completely honest. I don't think Atlanta's really going to be that good this year. I mean, obviously, Michael Penix was actually looking somewhat promising last year. And then Bijan Robinson, you got to know what he's capable of. He's a dog himself. But besides them two, I mean, Drake London's okay. And then on the defensive end, they were really that good defensively last year. I'm going to be completely honest. I know a lot of people are probably going to call me an asshole for that. But, it is what it is, man. I don't think their defense has really been that great. Offensively, they can do a lot of great things over here, but I don't know, man. I think this team is really going to rely on Michael Penix and just how he does this season. And we'll go ahead and find out. They still have Kirk Cousins, but I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm very unsure what the quarterback situation is going to be looking like down there, and what kind of team they're going to be overall or just in general. So it's just kind of a little uncertainty what's going around with Atlanta right now. All right, where are we at? 16, 15, 14, 13. All right, so we're at number 12. I think it's Arizona. I don't want to put them this low, but I think I have to, man. Like I said, and the only reason why I did the NFC, because I'm NFC first. I think the NFC is way easier than the AFC. But anyway, Cardinals, they're going to come in at my number 12 spot. This team just hasn't really changed much. I mean, they're offensively, they're just kind of saying the same boat. Kyler Murray, James Conner. So what we're going to expect from offensively. Sometimes they can have good nights. Sometimes they're going to have bad nights. But I am one thing positive I will say about the Cardinals is I am excited to watch their defense. I think their defense, they actually did a really good job in the draft, and I'm very curious to see what their defense looks like this year. And I'll be honest with you Arizona fans, even though I am a Rams fan myself, I do think your defense will be much improved this season. I will say that for sure. It's just uncertainty, kind of like the Falcons. This is kind of uncertainty how they're going to do. And I think this season for Arizona depends on how efficient their offense is. All right, next up we have number 11. Like I said, from here, it just gets tough. Give me... I don't know what to do. Give me the Bears. Like I said, here's one thing about the Bears. The Bears are so questionable every single year because you do not know what you're going to get out of them. Now, do they have the talent in the world to go out there and absolutely dominate the season? Yes, they do. This team has a shitload of talent. Caleb Williams, he looks like he looks way better than what he did in the past. They have actually some good wide receivers. They have a pretty good damn defense. I mean, they have everything there. Just waiting for them to happen. And now that Ben Johnson now is their head coach, they can script up some things offensively. Remember, he was just with the Detroit Lions this year ago, so they absolutely have potential. But the question is, what are we going to get out of this team? What are we going to watch? Because that's just been that one thing about the Bears, and like so many years that they had this much talent. The question is, are they going to be good or not, or do they choose to be good or not? I don't know. That's just a question that we probably have to ask ourselves, or the question. Or at least I've been asking for like the last 3 years. Like, you got all the talent in the world. The question is, are you going to be good or not? I don't know. It's just uncertainty. That's why I got to put the Bears at 11, because they're just unproven kind of. All right, next up we have number 10. Give me the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know what to say about Dallas. I really don't. Like I said, that team is just familiar because everybody is just returning on that team. I mean, the Dallas hasn't really made a lot of differences. But at the same time, like I said, Micah Parsons requested a trade. Is he leaving Dallas? Last time I checked, he had a Dallas jersey on, and like during preseason. So I have no idea if he's staying there or going. My guess right now would be he's staying. But Anyway, Dak should be fine this year. I mean, I like his options. I do like Georgia Pickens in addition to that offense with CeeDee Lamb. Very interested to see how that goes. But Yeah, but for right now, I'm gonna put them at number 10. I'm very interested to see how this team goes. I need to see how it fits. All right, next up we have number 9. Give me Seattle. Seattle is one of those teams like the Bears. Like they have all the potential to be good. Listen, I'm not, and I know people are gonna be roasting me in the comments because I put Seattle at 9. Okay, I completely understand that. But Seattle could be a really good damn team this year. Like I said, it depends how everything fits. Does Sam Darnold fit with that offense? And I know the Seattle actually has a pretty underrated defense. Like I said, I'm a Rams fan, and I don't want to give any of my rival or division rivals some credit, but I will do when it's time to give them credit. Seattle actually does have a pretty talented defense, but like I said, the question is, how does Sam Darnold fit on that offense with Cooper Kupp, Jackson McMillan? It's just question. It's just question how everything fits together. Like I said, they're kind of like in the same situation as Dallas. Like, how does everything fit together? That's going to be very interesting to see from Seattle. All right, next up we have number 8. I think this is the first time I put this team this low on the rankings, but give me San Francisco. Listen, San Francisco could be San Francisco this season. San Francisco could be the original San Francisco when they go out there and just dominate everybody in the regular season. Remember, San Francisco has the weakest schedule in the NFL, so it's very much possible for them to go out there and kick everybody's ass in the regular season. But here's the thing. Christian McCaffrey is coming off injury. How will he perform? During the offseason, San Francisco gave up majority of their defense. How is their defense going to respond? Are they going to be a good defensive team, or are they going to be a bad offensive team? Bad defensive team? We don't know that. Brock Purdy, he's going to do Brock Purdy things. George Kittle, they still have George Kittle, so they still have some offense. Now it's going to be interesting how Brandon Ayuk adapts because Deebo Samuel left the team last year, so it's going to be very interesting to see how the San Francisco offense and defense, or just the whole team is in general, it's going to be very curious how they find out, and how healthy Christian McCaffrey, how he does off his return. Like, San Francisco does have a lot of questions going into this year. Now, can they be a dog horse of a team if the whole thing fits together? Yes, but right now, can we determine that? No, we need to see a couple more weeks before we can prove it. All right, next up we got number 7. Give me Minnesota. And I know Minnesota is one of the best teams in football last year. Yes, I absolutely get that. I understand. But if you ran it back with the same roster with Sam Darnold, I would definitely put you higher in the rankings. But here's the thing. I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think either Jordan Addison or Jordan Naylor, he got injured during the preseason. I do think, if I'm not mistaken, he's going to be out for the first couple weeks of the season. But not also just that. And I know you have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison still. The thing is, for me, for the Minnesota Vikings is, and I have no questions. I have no questions about their defense. Their defense is still going to be a rock unit. But my only question is, for the Minnesota Vikings, how does J.J. McCarthy fit in this? How does he perform? Because if I'm being completely honest, I think J.J. McCarthy basically kind of trend towards the direction that Minnesota goes this season. If he performs well, Minnesota's probably going to be that same team as they were last year. If not, they're probably going to be worse than they were last year. Like I said, I think Minnesota all depends on J.J. McCarthy and how he performs. That's all I got for you. All right, next up we have number 6. Give me Green Bay. Listen, they have a shitload of talent down there. Jordan Love's getting better every single season. Josh Jacobs, he's coming off a really good season himself. Now, I do question. Now, the one thing that gets me with Green Bay every single time is their receiving room, because their receiving room is kind of mid. They don't really have elite wide receiver on their team, but everyone's decent at least. It just feels like that for Green Bay throughout the majority of their positions, like wide receivers, and tight ends. But this team finds a way to get it together, man. They find a way to get it together, and they find a way to keep the pieces working. Now that they basically did not really get rid of anybody, so they're probably going to have a chemistry advantage over against everybody, against majority teams. But at the same time, I know they have a great talented defense. The question is, can their offense stay consistent That's going to be more one thing to watch out for Green Bay this year. But out there in my mind, this team is. I can see this team being a really good team, though. All right, next up we have the top 5, and we're starting with number 5. Give me Washington. Listen, Washington had one of the most impressive seasons I think we have ever seen in sports history last year, from being one of the most shittiest teams and one of the shittiest organizations to be one of the most surprising and uprising organizations in all of football, and I do think that's what the Washington Commanders is. But at the same time, Washington also has some questions. Do you keep Terry McLaurin? Now, if you're Washington, I don't even know why you did not sign the contract yet. But if you're Washington, yeah, right, you're doing that. If he does return, Washington is going to be Washington. Like, you know what to expect out of Washington. Robinson Jr., Jane Daniels, even though he had probably the best rookie season we ever seen out of the quarterback position. We all know he's capable of Robinson. We already know he's capable of Terry McLaurin. We all know he's capable of, if he stays in Washington, which I believe he will. Deebo Samuel, I'm very excited to see how he fits with that team. No longer being a wide receiver 1. I think Deebo can actually do some more damage as a wide receiver 2 than a wide receiver 1 right now. So Washington's definitely headed in the right direction. The question is, what I said, does Terry McLaurin stay with the team, sign that contract, and do what he does? Because if he does that, Washington's going to be the same team as it was last year. If not, then even better. All right, next we got number 4. I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers. Listen, a lot of teams, I'm not gonna say a lot of teams, but a lot of people have actually been sleeping on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and as a Rams fan, I would say that I'm not that person. I don't sleep on anybody. When I know this team is good, I know when the team is good. I don't sleep on anybody. I don't even care if it's a division rival. Listen, the Buccaneers, they're going to be phenomenal this year. Baker Mayfield performed his ass off last year. It was actually one of the more enjoyable quarterback performances I think I've seen in a long time. Listen, he was great. Mike Evans, you know what you're going to get out of Mike Evans. And Chris Godwin, he was absolutely blowing his ass off until he got injured. It is really unfortunate. Now, I do hope he comes back and gets back to 100%, because if he does that, this Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense is going to be very fucking great. It's going to be hard to deal with. And this defense is definitely improving too. Now, did they struggle a year ago on the defensive end? Yeah, they did in some areas, but I think they did whatever it took to improve it, and I think they did a really awesome job of doing that. This could be one of the most complete dominant teams in all of football, and with the division they should have no issues winning this. All right, next we got number 3. Give me Detroit. Listen, people are forgetting how one Detroit offense loaded got my offensive team of the year award last year, and I think people are forgetting how good this team is when they're fully healthy. Listen, when this team's fully healthy, they can absolutely go out there and just kick your ass for 24 hours in a row. I mean, it's just not even funny. When this team's defense is fully healthy, when they have Aiden Hutchinson out there and everybody else out there, they're actually one of the best defensive teams, if not the best defensive team. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say the best team, because there were some other good defensive teams, but Detroit, they were one of the best defensive teams in all of football. Plus, you already know what you're gonna get out of the offense. I mean, here's the thing: I don't give 2 shits about coordinators. Okay, I don't give 2 shits about the offensive coordinator. I don't give 2 shits about the defensive coordinator. The players are the players, and if the players come back, then they're gonna be the same thing as they were last year. Plus, the Lions, they're going to kick everybody's ass on the offensive side of the ball still. Basically returning their entire roster from a season ago. This team isn't going anywhere. And if you think that you are, or if you think they are, that's just nuts, in my opinion. Alright, next up we have number 2. You guys might be call me biased a little bit, but I don't care. Give me the Rams. Listen, the Rams, I don't think you guys, if you guys don't believe in the Rams, I don't think you guys don't know how good this damn team is. Listen, defensively, and I know we struggled against the run a year ago, and I completely understand that. But the Rams have made adjustments. Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, they both have been phenomenal this year. Bobby Wagner. Well, no, not Bobby Wagner. Kobe Turner. I'm excited for this team. I really am, and it's going to be very interesting to see what this team does this season. I am very thrilled. I am very excited what the Rams do this year, and no matter what happens, offensively, I still think we're going to be one of the best offensive teams in football. Kyron Williams, phenomenal last year. Matthew Stafford, he's still playing like a 26, 27-year-old. He's still understanding reads. Is he the best quarterback in the league? No. But does he do what you need him to do? And when it comes to situational football, he gets it done. The Rams were the only team to compete with the Philadelphia Eagles. And let's just go ahead and admit number one. Who the best team in the NFC is right now, currently, in my opinion, right now is the Philadelphia Eagles. But the Rams, and the only reason why I'm putting the Rams number two is because they were the only team to compete with the Philadelphia Eagles in the playoffs for a season ago. And I think that's huge because I think that shows character. And I think that really shows how dominant force this team could be. Now I'm putting the Eagles number one because they just won the Super Bowl. You know, when you win the Super Bowl, you have no reason not to be the best team in the NFC right now. And the kind of roster they got right now, I don't see any changes. I really don't. Like I said, the Eagles are going to be the Eagles. I mean, there's just not a bunch really to talk about them because now you could say a little bit about their defense, and you know the Eagles are kind of like the Niners. They lose a couple defensive players last year, but overall, I don't see how that really affects the team that much. So we'll see how it goes. But at the same time, like I said, the Eagles, they're still going to be there. You know, they won the Super Bowl. It's going to be really hard to take them out of the number one spot for right now. So that's what I got. Alright guys, and that's going to conclude the list of me ranking NFC football teams going into the year. So like I said, if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit the like, subscribe button, and let me guys know in the comments below where you agree and disagree. But anyway guys, I'm going to hop out of here so I can get this to you guys so you guys can watch it on time. Enjoy the weekend. This is BeamerNation.com. Peace out, stay safe, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.